What is going on, guys? Welcome back. Commentary for you tonight. Let's talk, man. Let's talk about how Madden is not replicating football. I'm shocked that one commentator in particular has not talked about this, but I'm going to talk about it because this, to me, shows how far behind Madden is. So, tweet goes to Antonio Brown that he needs to thank his lucky stars because he was drafted by a team that had Ben, and Ben got AB paid. You know darn well he wouldn't put up those numbers for other teams. It's an age-old question, man. Who makes who? Does the receiver make the quarterback, or does the quarterback make the receiver? In my opinion, it's 50-50. And we've seen historically, for the most part, the communication, the chemistry, the timing, all of it comes with time and practice and working together. And historically, unless you have a player like Randy Moss, it doesn't hold up from team to team. But why is Antonio Brown frustrated? Well, the Steelers aren't off to a good start. And a big part of the reason they're not off to a good start is they don't have Le'Veon Bell playing yet. He's still holding out. And when Le'Veon Bell is holding out and you have your backup running back in, no matter who it is, it changes the focal point a defense can have. So although Antonio Brown has been part of the game plan this year, he hasn't had the same ability to make plays because defenses don't have to respect the run game as much as they used to. Regardless of the line, regardless of the blocking scheme, players matter in the NFL. And to be fair, even from a Colts fan, you could make a case that the Steelers have the best halfback and the best wide receiver in the game. But, like any good combination we've seen, and I'll continue with the Colts analogy, James, Harrison, and Manning, you need all those three pieces to work. And for those pieces to work, the first step is getting them all on the field. And when they don't all work, then you're going to have breakdowns. And when you have breakdowns like this, it's going to break down a team. None of these things, from the holdout to the player morale, to players asking to be traded, to key players mattering, to elite players making a big difference in how other teams game plan, in my opinion, they may be in the game at base value. You may see a bar that says chemistry. You may see a bar that says morale, but it doesn't impact the overall way the team is playing. For that matter, you really can't develop chemistry between a wide receiver and a quarterback, in my opinion. But these are things that have a real impact on every single game. If you think for a minute that Le'Veon Bell not being in the backfield has not impacted how teams cover Antonio Brown, which is not impacted where Ben Roethlisberger throws the ball, which is not impacting how that team plays, then you need to go back and watch more games. Because it has an overpowering control of a team. And in Madden, we just don't see it. They have the tools. They have Twitter in the game. They have supposedly player emotions in the game. At least post-play, right? You can do your celebrations and all these things. You see players get frustrated. They just don't take it to the level that it replicates football. And what's the problem? You know, are you telling me the NFL has an issue with a player in a game demanding a trade? I really have a hard time believing that because we can trade players. As a matter of fact, there's a trade block that players can be put on. The computer team can put players on the trade block. They just never connect a story to it. And that's part of Madden's problem. It's part of EA's problem. They put these things in, but they never connect everything together for it to matter. It's a bunch of isolated segments of football, but none of it connects to actually make a true believable story. And if none of it connects, none of it is going to make sense. And if none of it makes sense, none of it is really worth your time to play. And I think that's where a lot of people are with this game. And the more you see stories like this, the more we have things like this dominate real NFL headlines, the more it weighs on you that these things just aren't in Madden. Love to know what you guys think about this. Appreciate you checking it out. I'll be back very shortly with more commentary.